So it looks like we've got quite a few folks. I'd like to welcome everybody. For those of you I don't know, I am Erik Hale. I'm head of sales enablement here at Creatio. So I work with our sales, marketing, and sales operations team to deliver training, to deliver content that will help our sales focused departments become more efficient as they're talking to their customers. So we've been asked to kind of hold these sessions to give you guys some of the material and some of the talk tracks that we utilize internally to help our sales organizations. So knowing that we have a lot of new faces, new partners coming on board, new sales personnel, we want to ensure that you have the talk track, all of the information that you need to be successful in the field with talking to customers. So we held a session yesterday. I think it went pretty well. We talked about the value proposition for Creatio and some of the tools that we use internally to work with our customers and help our deals progress more efficiently. So that's what we'll be covering today. I'll be running through a couple of different bits of material. Feel free to ask questions as we go through. We have a chat session here in Zoom. Feel free to fire those off. I'll do my best to answer those as we go along. And I'll also leave some time at the end just for some general questions. So let me just share my screen. And I'm going to stop my video because sometimes when I share my screen and do video at the same time, my bandwidth zaps. So where we're going to start off today is the Creatio value proposition. When we're trying to credentialize ourselves with our customers, we want to be sure that we can position Creatio in a way that is going to be not just talking about the features and functions of the Creatio platform, but what value can we bring to their organizations. And when we have this talk track down and we start to talk about it from a business perspective, this is really how we are able to position Creatio against our competitors in a better light. So what I'll do is I'll run through this presentation like I was delivering it to a customer. So you can hear the talk track, you can see how the progression of the slides go. And then, you can use this in your day-to-day interactions with your customers. So I'll go ahead and get started. So just first, I'd like to give a quick company overview of Creatio. So Creatio is an industry-leading low-code software company. We're headquartered here in Boston, Massachusetts, but we have 5 offices all around the world to help support the thousands of customers that have chosen Creatio as their platform of choice. In addition to our direct sales team, we have a very robust partner network consisting of over 700 system integrators and consultants who help to support our global go-to-market strategy. We've been highly recognized by key industry analysts such as Gartner and Forrester, including being named in 5 Gartner Magic Quadrants as well as 7 Forrester Waves. And we'll talk a little bit more about that recognition in more detail a couple slides from now. The company is what it is today because we have some pretty incredible people working here, both internally as well as with our partners. Our team is very vibrant, where we have very strong corporate values of passion, excellence, diversity, and growth. Growth being the most important aspect of our business. We put the customer at the center of everything that we do, and we really focus on helping them grow as an organization. So I'm not normally a big fan of marketing taglines, but actually this one fits Creatio in a very robust way. We truly do create a world where everyone can automate any business idea in minutes. So all of our partners, our customers, they're all creators of best-in-class applications, as well as processes utilizing Creatio as their development platform. So again, I had mentioned the analyst recognition, and it's not just us saying that our platform can meet business needs and make everyone a developer, but the leading analysts at Gartner and Forrester have really recognized our low-code and process automation capabilities as key drivers for the success of our company. The strength of the platform, our foresight of vision has really enabled us to reach 2 Gartner Magic Quadrant leader categories, both for Salesforce automation as well as lead management. And we continue to grow. And what's most important about that is you probably can't see because it's a kind of an eye chart here, but we're competing with very large enterprise vendors at the highest levels. So that really speaks to how our platform can perform. Just like Gartner, we've been named as a strong performer in virtually every category for CRM and process automation by Forrester. And beyond that analyst recognition, we've also received several market awards, and we also can score very high in independent user reviews, which is, in my opinion, the most important. That's what we're most proud of, is our user community are giving us high marks when they're utilizing our platform. So why Creatio? And to understand why Creatio, we really have to first explore why digital strategy is important to companies that are in growth mode. So if we look at the global digital transformation market, it was valued at $284 billion in 2019. Now that is expected to expand at a compound annual growth rate of 22.5% until 2027. So the market is huge. So companies that are shifting from traditional to new digitized business models really are able to accomplish a couple of things, right? They're able to accelerate the introduction of more advanced products and services. They can improve their brand reputation. Most importantly, they can improve their customer experience, which can actually be the last true differentiator for any organization. And they do all of this by, utilizing low-code technology to streamline their operations and actually improve their overall business performance. There's some great statistics here on the slides. I won't read them to you. You can read as well as I can, I'm sure. But we want to understand that having a digital strategy is not just a nice to have anymore. It's a competitive advantage over other people within your industries. But as with any transformation process, we all know that there are roadblocks on the path to transformation. So businesses really face multiple demands, right? They face demands to grow revenue. They want to create brand awareness. They want to maintain the best experiences for their customers. Like I said, that's probably the last true differentiator in any business. And to accomplish all of these things, they really require the tools necessary to perform both now and on an ongoing basis. Because the only thing constant in business is change, right? So we have to be able to adapt to that change very quickly. But the problem is IT often lacks the resources to deliver. They're generally understaffed. They could be underfunded. They have very complex environments that really delay innovation within their organization. So that leads to project backlogs growing, and the number of deliverables that IT can bring back to the business side, they keep shrinking. And this is really where the power of a low-code platform can help. So low-code process-driven technologies really help to reduce the strain on IT departments by enabling citizen development. And if we were to define, what citizen development is, that's any individual that can create processes and applications without any necessary coding skills or development skills. They can create with utilizing visual design tools. And this really allows them to manage change more efficiently. We're going to help them break down their data silos and processes that exist in their environments. And also, we can lower the total cost of ownership. Again, we're not having to rely on expensive IT resources or augmenting your IT team, we can do this with the existing resources that are already within organizations. Another key benefit of low code that we sometimes overlook is we also are able to improve the user experience because we can design very quickly a friendly, easy to navigate interface utilizing low code tools. It improves the overall user experience. And everybody on this call knows that one of the top 3 reasons that initiatives fail is because of lack of user adoption. So if the tool is not robust, it's not easy to navigate, people just won't use it the way it's designed. So this really low code really creates a distinct advantage over traditional solutions. The traditional solutions can be cumbersome. As mentioned, they can be expensive. And also, it really makes it difficult to configure and customize a platform if there's a lot of heavy coding or a lot of heavy development that needs to go along with that. So what are the outcomes? So speed and time to value is really important to companies that are in, saturated markets or growth markets. You really have to stay ahead of the competition on multiple fronts, right? Your product offering has to be differentiated. Your service offering has to be differentiated. I keep mentioning this, but customer experience has to be differentiated. You can only sell on price and product differentiation for so long. You have to be able to provide best-in-class customer experiences to keep your customers and grow your organization. If you're not nimble enough to kind of stay ahead of the competition, you're gonna face customer loss, right? Our preferences, our expectations as consumers now have changed, right? We want an experience, and there's all kinds of statistics out there that say I think it's 86%. This is according to Gartner. 86% of consumers will switch brands after one bad experience. So, companies that leverage the full capabilities of low-code platforms really can reduce the time it takes to launch new applications and processes. So they recognize a faster time to value. They can also align their people, applications, data to increase the operational efficiencies across their organization and make better data-driven decisions. They can also leverage robust tools to create better engagements with the customers, partners, as well as employees. We know that we can cover processes from customer-facing front office processes all the way to your back office processes. So this is really why Creatio. It is our unique low-code platform in combination with best-in-class process automation and CRM capabilities that enable our customers and our partners to create competitive differentiators that are launched in days, not weeks. So this really allows you to stay ahead of the competition, helps you provide world-class experiences to customers, and it also takes the complexity out of operations. So this is just a quick snapshot of our unique product offering and architecture. At the foundation is our low-code studio platform. This is the crown jewel of our product. This is where not only developers or coders can create business applications and automated processes, but this is where we enable citizen development with low-code tools. On top of that foundation, we've built with the same low-code tools comprehensive applications for sales, marketing, and service automation. And our Creatio marketplace, that fourth box that you see there, contains over 300 out-of-the-box applications, processes, and templates that enable users to extend Creatio into other aspects of their business. So let's talk a little bit about customer success and some of the our great customers that have created best-in-class applications utilizing the Creatio platform. So first is Ent Credit Union. So Ent is one of the largest credit unions here in the United States, located in the beautiful state of Colorado. Ent had an aspirational plan to expand in the Colorado region. They're very dedicated to member experience, and we're looking for solutions to improve the way that they communicate with their members, but also employees as well internally. So the company really wanted to deepen their member relationships and increase the level of engagements for customers that join the credit union as a result of third-party sales. So when I say as a result of third-party sales, what I'm referring to is, let's say for an example, in the state of Colorado, you wanted to get an automobile. You went to the dealership, you picked out an automobile, now you need to finance that automobile. That financing may be coming through End Credit Union. So what they would call that is an indirect member. They know that they have their auto loan through End, but they don't know that that automatically makes them a member of the credit union, and they have other products that they could be taking advantage of. Deposit accounts, credit cards, home loans, student loans, personal loans, business loans, you name it. They have a full suite of services that they could be offering to their members. However, these indirect members are usually a single product user. So they wanted to be able to market and communicate to those indirect members better, because they were losing revenue. They thought they wanted to get more share of wallet from these members. They know that they have deposit accounts in other banks. They know that they have credit cards in other areas. So how do we bring them into the credit union as full members? So they had this use case to, when that indirect member was onboarded, they wanted to have a communication strategy that, helped them get set up to, one, pay their auto loan, but then secondly, start to have a communication strategy about the other products that they have. So a very unique use case that was about for a 35 user contact center. They were able to get this application that they built on the Creatio platform up and running within a 3-month time frame. This enabled them to start to recognize value almost immediately with the platform, because they got more and more of those indirect members to sign up for deposit accounts and other products. So because they were able to launch this product very quickly, Ent recognized the value of a low-code platform to meet business needs across their entire organization. And as you can see from the timeline here on the screen, what started as, a specific use case at 35 users has grown to over 900 users. They use it as their member engagement platform, everything from managing how their leads come in to their member onboarding. They manage their contact centers, their sales processes, and all of their front office applications as well. Like all of their branch personnel utilize Creatio to manage those customer engagements. And then they have an ongoing roadmap that you can see here as well, opening accounts, managing NPS, as well as full-fledged marketing automation solutions. So a great example of how what started as a single use case grew through an entire organization because they recognized the power of low code. The next customer is Vistion. This is an example of a manufacturer that's utilizing low code. So Vistion, what they do is a very interesting company. They make dashboards for cars, and these are usually the like autonomous driving systems. So heads-up display, all of the modern functionality that we see in high-end vehicles. This is what Vistion does. They used to actually be part of the Ford Motor Company, but spun off a number of years ago. So Vistion, really had an aspirational goal of doubling their revenue. And the way that they wanted to accomplish that was doubling the amount of quotes that they were able to generate. However, their quoting process really, took a long time. I think it was a 6-month process just to get a quote to a customer. So that really was because the quoting process was manual and time consuming. And it really was holding Vistion back from achieving its goal of doubling its revenue over a 5-year period. So the company was looking to improve their workflows and also replace many of the legacy systems that they were utilizing with a single platform that can manage that quoting process from initiation to completion. They had some requirements that were pretty attuned to what a low-code platform can offer. Ease of configuration and out-of-the-box functionality that they could leverage, so they didn't have to reinvent the wheel as they were building this. So as you can see from this timeline, Visteon implemented Sales Creatio to manage their B2B long sales process and replace multiple legacy systems with a single solution and platform. So we were able to help them orchestrate all of the various in-house applications and provide the unification of their environment so that they could get these quotes out quicker to their clients. They were actually able to reduce the time to quote by 30%, which was amazing. So that's bringing them to to a place where they can meet their goals by being able to produce more quotes more efficiently. And again, same as End, started off as a very specific use case, quote lifecycle management, and then grew as they recognized the power of low code. And what's interesting about Visteon is that they do a lot of in-house development on the platform as well, which really speaks to again, that citizen development aspect of it. You don't necessarily need to understand a coding language. They were able to grasp the concept of low code application development, and were able to expand the use of Creatio across their entire organization. So again, what started off as a simple use case, grew to over 600 users at Visteon, and they're recognizing some great business results with that. And finally, we have BSN Sports. BSN Sports is a great organization. They're a retail organization based here in the U.S. What they do is they provide uniforms for sports for schools and universities all across the United States. So if you think about all of the different teams at schools, all of the different schools, that this is a very large organization. And I'm sorry, guys, I have one of my alerts up here and it keeps ringing in my ear, so I'm trying to shut that off. They really envision themselves as being a customer-centric company. And they offer personalized services and exceptional customer experiences through multiple channels, right? First is their online channel, which is their e-commerce site, where they're offering personalized services. So when one of their customers comes out to their site, it's a personalized offering based on their purchase history. They can configure what the customer views with, the school logo, and offer different products, based on, what's new and what the history of this customer is. They also, work prior to COVID. They have a very robust field sales team as well. And they want to be able to, provide that level of hyper-personalized experiences through their field sales teams. However, they were really, the tools that were being used internally weren't efficient enough for them to maintain that service excellence in the environment of a continuously expanding business, right? They are in a very hyper growth mode where they're bringing on more and more universities and schools. So they really lacked automated processes, and the complexity of their existing data management systems was really limiting their employee productivity. So due to this, operational costs spent on servicing their customers were too high. They really needed to find an easy to use, easy to customize system to automate all of their internal processes, improve their customer engagement, increase the way that they market to people, and then really create more efficient sales and service processes. So the implementation of Creatio at BSN Sports, allowed them to take better control of their business processes. It also helped them to improve their customer engagements and streamline their service. And they, very similar to Visteon, were able to deploy the platform to more than 10 internal teams throughout sales, marketing, and service departments. And they also were able to reach some very good business goals utilizing the Creatio platform. They were able to see a 10% increase in sales, service request processing time decreased by 45%, and they've seen a user adoption rate across the board, again, 10 internal teams, 99% user adoption rate of the Creatio platform. So again, they were able to configure the platform in a way that is useful to their teams. And you can see from this timeline, again, just growing exponentially as they roll out more and more services across their organization. And that's it, guys. That is the value proposition. Really a great way to kind of kick off a conversation with a customer, understanding the business value that we can bring to the customers versus just talking about all the great features and functions that our R&D team has put into the product. So I'll pause for a second before I move into our next topic. Any questions on the value proposition, guys? Oh, we got a quiet group today. All right. So after our session today, we will make all of the material and the recording of this session available to you, so you can refer back to it. And again, feel free to utilize this, customize it, make it your own, and should help you with your conversations with your customers. All right. So if there's no questions, we'll move on to our next topic, which will be how do we tell a story to customers? So as a salesperson, so we recognize internally here that our sales teams, we have a lot of new people coming on board. They're getting ramped up quickly, and what we need to do is we need to provide them with some stories to kind of paint a picture of how Creatio is able to help organizations. So rather than, again, just talking about features and functions or what we deem as the value prop, we want to be able to tell a story. Again, paint a picture on how this is going to benefit an organization. And knowing that, we have a lot of new partners, we have a lot of new employees at partners, you might not have stories to tell yet. So we wanted to provide this tool to help you create better conversations with customers. So if you get asked the question, hey, Erik, what is the benefit of a single platform to my organization? Well, we can paint a picture by telling a couple of stories, right? So this is our storytelling framework. We have it by each key differentiator for the Creatio platform. So for an example, again, if I get asked the question, what's the benefit of a single platform for my organization? Well, I have a few stories here that can highlight that for them. I'll just take this first one as an example. It's a boardroom story. So, you can imagine a company where, the executives of the sales, marketing, and service department who are utilizing different tools that are not integrated to track customer interactions. Let's just say that they got together for a executive meeting to discuss sales conversion and customer strategies. This meeting is really going to not go over well because all of that data is going to be coming out of different systems. So it's really going to be difficult to make any data-driven decisions. So what Creatio does, and the benefit of a single platform, is to bring all of your sales, marketing, and service operations into a single database. And this will allow seamless sharing of customer data across all departments, right? So everything from how we were able to market to that customer, to the ongoing support. So Creatio becomes a single source of truth that will help management easily access customer data and then make it actionable. Most organizations don't have a data problem. They have an analysis problem. So that's what Creatio does. And when you're working on the same platform, it allows teams to be on the same page and prevent misalignment, right? So you guys get the idea, right? We have a story to tell on how a single platform, benefits organizations. And we have a few more: poor lead handoff, bad customer experience. Again, this is just a document that you can have in front of you. We have it by low code. So if someone asked about, low code, how does low code benefit my organization? We have a couple of stories to talk about that. We have this story here that, came from one of my presentations at a customer where, they said, hey, how does low code benefit my organization? And how does that help you differentiate from Salesforce, who is my competitor there? Well, I was able to, tell a story about requiring Salesforce developers to maintain and configure the platform as their business needs change. And I don't know if everybody's familiar with Glassdoor, but Glassdoor is a site where people can go out and research jobs. They can research roles. It gives you a review of what it's like to work at that company, what the salary expectations are, et cetera. And it's a very simple it's a very simple exercise that you could do with customers when they ask you something like this. Well, low code enables citizen development, so your internal teams are able to manage the configuration. If you choose a platform like Salesforce, you're going to have people with special skills to configure the platform. So you'll need to hire Salesforce developers in order to have that continuous development on the platform. And when you go out to, let's just say, here in Boston, I would just pull up, hey, what does a Salesforce administrator or Salesforce developer earn in the state of Massachusetts? And you can see that the average developer is almost $80,000 US per year. And depending upon the size of your organization, you could need 2, 3 of those, one to administer, one to develop, and one to manage change. Depending upon the size of the organization, you might need 3 of those. So again, just a great story that will tell how low code can help organizations, and paint a picture for them. We also have a story of a new product introduction. Then we can come down to, business process management, talking about the benefits of business process management. And, this will go through, an example of, how an experience at a luxury hotel is, right? Like telling you like that luxury hotel is geared. It's a process from when you arrive to when you leave to make that experience, feel like very special for you, to feel like you're getting white glove treatment as you walk in there. So, this story will tell you about how business process can enable that in your business as well. You can streamline the process, make sure there's no gaps, connect all of the different siloed data applications, and be able to make that a great experience both for internal users as well as external users. So this is our storytelling framework. And again, as you get more and more engaged with customers and you have more and more stories to tell of your own, you won't need the storytelling framework. You'll have your own stories. But again, as you're new, as you're coming in, this is a tool that you can utilize to explain and paint a picture for your customers. So that's the storytelling framework. Any questions on that, guys? All right. I'm either doing a great job of explaining it, or everybody, it's Friday and everybody's ready to start their weekend. I get it. Excellent. So the next thing that I wanted to cover off on was our discovery framework. Now, our discovery framework is really based on what we need to do to uncover a client's needs. We want to ensure that we're gaining all of the information that's going to enable us to create a better engagement with that customer. Now, you as business professionals, you're very familiar with how to operate a discovery process. But, what we found was, that, some sales reps that are new, and trying to get ramped up, pretty quickly within the Creatio platform, they'll forget aspects of the discovery process. So we've built a discovery framework that will help guide them through, how we structure a discovery conversation. What is some of the information that we're trying to derive out of that customer? And it's not just, what are your functional requirements? It's, how are these, how is this project going to tie back to your overall business goals as an organization? So let me just show it to you here. Here we go. So again, it's just a structure. You'll run your discovery the way that you normally do, but sometimes we just need to have a structure in place to remind us, hey, this is what we we want to ascertain from this customer, and how we should be proceeding. Because as we know, everything starts with discovery, right? A good discovery will lead to a good engagement, which will lead to more conversions. That's just the way I view sales. So we put this process in place for discovery, and again, it's a very simple process with 5 stages, really. So we have an opening. Obviously, we want to credentialize ourselves with this particular customer. We want to make them understand that we understand their business, we understand their industry, and explain what our goals are for this particular discovery section. So, hey, I've researched your company. I've realized, that you have a growth strategy. You're looking to, let's say it's a bank and they're looking to increase their deposit accounts by 14% in the next fiscal year. So, I read that by going out to your, company website, reading some of your press releases. And, my goal for today is that I want to show you how you can achieve your goals with Creatio. We have experience working with similar companies. That's always important, right? And we just learn, from the value prop, you can see that we have some pretty great customer stories that we can share. And we go across multiple industries. So, 9 times out of 10, we're going to have a success story that's going to be in a similar industry or a similar use case to what your prospect may be looking for. So it's always important, to mention that, hey, people want to hear, hey, we work with people just like you, right? And that automatically, lowers their guard. Okay, great. Let me hear what you're doing for them. So this is how we can create an opening, credentialize ourselves with the prospect, and understand. So it's not just going to be a typical sales engagement. This person is invested. They're an industry expert. We know we already work with customers just like you. So having a strong opening within your discovery process is going to be extremely important. The next thing that we want to talk about is not even the project yet, right? We don't want to even talk about the project yet. We understand that there's a project, but we need to understand, again, the company's strategy and how this project is going to tie into that strategy. So we focus our internal teams on asking those questions, right? Hey, how do you go to market? What is your strategy? Tell me about your strategic goals for the upcoming year. What is it that you're trying to accomplish? And how do you envision this project that you're working on being connected to those goals? And when we understand that, that helps us build our business case. And then we can start to build ROI models, expectations of what they're going to get out of the Creatio platform as they move forward. So understanding strategy and the why behind the project is really, really important. We need to understand that why, because if we're just we just go in and we're a technical fit, or we can just check off all the features and benefits that they're looking for. What happens if they're evaluating other vendors and it's just based on features and functions. And all of a sudden they've got 3 quotes in front of them and everybody says, yes, we can meet your technical requirements. What happens then? How are you going to make your decision after that? It's the company that's going to understand them. It's the vendor that understands them that's going to explain how this ties into their business goals that's going to win that business. That's how our competitors sell. And that's how we have to think about our customer engagements. So when we understand that, then we can start to get into what you guys do best, right? Nobody understands projects better than our partner team, right? This is what you guys are made of. Understanding projects, what are they trying to solve? What issues are they having, both from a technical perspective, maybe usage perspective, maybe, they're challenged with, small IT teams that can't develop, or maybe their users, don't like the systems that they're utilizing. You guys really are good at getting in and understanding that and, building a case for how we can address the specific needs of a project, right? Understanding why it's important to solve it now. If it's a problem that's been ongoing, why haven't you tried to fix it? Or did you try to fix it and it failed? We want to understand, what's changed in their world that they need to address the technology now. How are they going to measure the success of the project? What KPIs are they looking for? What are they trying to accomplish? Who's going to be the main beneficiary of this project, right? Like, whose job is on the line if you don't fix this, right? Like, we want to understand that. And then, we also want to understand, where this project stands within their organization. What do we need to do to support the goal of this project, right? Like, we all know that when we get engaged in projects with customers, sometimes our project may slip down on the priority list. How do we keep that up there? How do we make sure that you're reaching your goal and this project doesn't slip down the backlog, right? We don't want that. We want to stay on top of mind. So understanding that, in the project, everything that they're hoping to accomplish, and understanding, what the goal is, so that way we can keep this project top of mind versus, slipping in order of importance. And then, we want to establish a baseline, right? The solution that you're looking for as of today, here's how you're addressing, this need. We want to understand what's failing about it. What do you love? What do you hate about it? What are the most important capabilities that you're looking for? What have you seen out there that's impressed you? And again, what are the, maybe the 3 key things that if we move to the demo phase, or we move to a proof of concept, what are the 3 key areas that are going to, excite you as an organization? We want to understand that, because we don't want to miss the mark when we come back with our opinion or our point of view for that customer. We want to understand exactly what's important to them. Then we talk about vision creation, right? So when we understand this, we start to talk about our vision, right? We're starting to build an initial opinion on how Creatio can help this organization. So, maybe it's process driven. How is, a single platform that's going to help them? Or, maybe it's customization capabilities. We could start to ask questions and further define our vision for this organization. We've got some questions that I'll show you in the appendix down below that can help develop that a little bit, right? Because again, with all of our new folks and new partners coming on board, we may not have all of those questions yet, because we just haven't interacted with customers looking at the Creatio platform. The 4th stage that we look at is qualification, right? And this is, again, probably, very basic, right? We understand qualification. We want to understand, who's in charge of this project, who's going to be signing for it. What does the buying team look like, and what will their level of involvement be? How many users? Do you have budget? Talk to me about the selection and buying process. Who are my competitors in here? And, what are those relationships? So this really tells us, is this, a viable project for Creatio, or is this, something that someone's looking to get educated on, maybe for future use, or maybe we're a line item on someone's procurement process. Having to qualify this will help us understand where we are with this customer. So, very important to qualify an opportunity, but it's also, very important to disqualify an opportunity so we don't spin our cycles on something that just doesn't make sense for us. So these qualification questions are going to be ultimately important as well. And then finally, the fifth bullet that we teach all of our new guys is closing, right? We want to make sure that we validate everything that we've learned, right? So if we don't want to assume anything, sometimes because, we know so much about the product, we know so much about the industry, we may assume we know what's best for this organization. That can be a recipe for disaster, because if we assume we miss the mark down the road, we want to validate every step of the sales process. We want to validate with a customer. So the closing is very important, right? Hey, this is what we learned, right? We learned you're trying to solve this following problem. You're having this problem because, and where you would like to be is this. Did I get that right, Mr. Customer? Yes, great. So I believe that Creatio, is going to be a great solution, right? Because, right, we're going to talk about our differentiators connected to their goal. And then always, sales 101, get that next step, get them to agree to that next step right then and there. So that way you can have an engagement plan and set expectations going forward. And again, we want to do this every step of the way throughout the sales process. So I had mentioned the appendix here. These are just some questions that we can ask to create a vision. And again, we have it broken down by, different pillars within the platform. We got process management, right? So we got some questions that can help deliver a vision for process management. And we got an example, like what would that vision be? Like we could say process management, if done wrong, can lead to frustration, lower user adoption. If right, it allows you to achieve great level of automation and change the behavior of your team. Therefore we feel, you guys get it. I don't have to read it to you. So we can start to, ask some questions and then establish a vision, right? We're painting that picture. We're starting to build that expectation and that opinion for that customer. We also go to, single platform, here are some questions. Here's a vision statement, all the way to low code customization capabilities. So again, just a document that will help guide you through that discovery process with your customers. So again, this is probably something that, you're already very, very familiar with, but sometimes, we just need to structure it so that we remember to take all of these steps. We want to credentialize, we want to understand strategy. How does this project tie back into the strategy? What are those requirements that you're looking for? And then we want to validate, that this is a real opportunity. And then, make sure that we understood everything that we heard for that particular customer. So this is what we call our discovery framework. And again, just like everything I'm showing today, it's a tool that you can utilize. But obviously, you're going to want to make it your own. But gives you the framework to understand how we, how we do it here at Creatio. So I'll pause there. Any questions on the discovery framework? All right, no questions. I'm with you. I'm ready. I'm ready for Saturday. Excellent. So I know we got about 10 minutes left in the time here. So what I would like to do is I would, like to just open up to any general questions that you have about Creatio. In your sales initiatives, what are you, what are you running into? What support do you need from us from an enablement perspective? Because again, our role really is to make sure that everybody is equipped to be effective in the field. So I'll just open up the open up the floor to any questions. Doesn't have to be related to any of the material that we saw today. I'm glad to answer anything for you at this point. You can also send it through chat if you're shy. I don't think we have any shy people on the phone, but. Damien, hi. We got a question coming in. So let's give Damien a minute to type that up. And Inez, yeah, thank you very much. The success stories are great. We have these documented in our knowledge base, so you should be able to have access to those, so you can repurpose them for your needs as well. So I agree, success stories are great. Oh, okay, so yeah, we got another one for the success stories. That's perfect. Again, those will be available for you guys to utilize and repurpose. So Damien asks, what about the possibility to have some of the documentation in localized languages? French typically. Yeah, so perfect. So we have some localization within our platform. So you'll have to speak to us offline. Some of that material is available. Others, hey, we would love to engage with our partner community to localize some of this material as well. So maybe that's something that we can discuss. I know I have Ivan on the call today, but maybe that's something our partner channel can help out with. How do we localize some of this? If it's in English, how can we translate it and make it effective for your organization? So we already have some of that. So you'd have to ask us about specific content, but again, maybe that's something that we could work on as a project together, both from a direct and indirect perspectives. We would love it too. So. All right. I think I got everything in the chat. Excellent, guys. Well, understanding that we got about 5 minutes left, what we can do is, we can wrap up now. But if there are any questions or anything that you have regarding any of the material that you saw, again, any suggestions that you want, please feel free to reach out. Your partner account managers are there to help you through this process, and I'm there to help them equip you. So if there's anything that you need, anything that you're looking for, we win as a team, we grow as a team, and anything that you need is definitely, top of mind for Creatio. So I'd like to thank you guys for spending some time with me today. I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend, and we'll keep doing these sessions. Hopefully it's beneficial for you guys. So thank you very much, and enjoy your weekend.